So this is Elijah's review of a Reiki session that I had with the one and only Julia, Queen. But I wanted to take a minute here and just kind of review one of the dreams that I had with her. And my future self, he's gonna be watching this, brother. We're proud of you. We're putting the work in place, man. So your foundation can be strong, brother. So we appreciate you and we love you. So I went to a Reiki session recently with Julia, and it was a fabulous experience. Not only did she hook me up with my pendulum, I believe it's called a pendulum, but I have tourmaline and moon crystal in here. And I love the black and white. I love the yin and yang. As you can see, I'm all about the equal and opposites. But Julia, she saw this and she was like, I needed to rip it off, because the energy in there was just stagnant and it needed to be cleaned. And I've never cleaned my crystals before, but Julia did clean this for me, and I kept it in a bag with sage and a bunch of other good stuff for 24 hours. And then I took it out, which is today, and I'm wearing it today. And it just feels so much lighter and it feels incredible. So Julia, I appreciate you for tuning me into the idea of cleaning crystals and the importance of it. So I appreciate that. But in regards to the dream, so this is very important for me. A lot of interesting stuff's going on in my life right now. I've been drinking my own urine now. By the way, I'm 23 years old, just to document this process. But I've been drinking my own urine. I've been sun gazing every day. Been practicing fasting every day. My diabetes, I'm taking 17 units of Lantus every single day, which I've never done before, in my life. So my diabetes are currently healing, which is an amazing experience. And so, every day is about facing yourself. And recently during the Reiki session, I had an amazing experience with Julia, because she was, in essence, calling me out on things that I know I needed to work on. And so what happened was this. During our Reiki session, she said that she felt energy that was stagnant, in my sacral chakra area, which is near my hips, and my hips are very tight. They're literally one of the muscle groups in my whole body that are extremely tight, unflexible, and I don't spend much time with them or, focus on them. And recently I've been stretching a lot and all that stuff, and so we finished our Reiki session. And that evening, I went home and I went into the craziest dream I've ever had. Okay? One of the craziest dreams I've ever had. And what had happened was, I normally go to bed around 9:10 and wake up around 5 or 6, but I went to bed at 11:30 this night. So this was right after the Reiki session, went home, took care of some business stuff, and then I went to sleep around 11:30. And I went straight into a deep, deep dream state, and I was aware that I was dreaming, so it was kind of like a lucid dream in a way. It was a lucid dream. And what had happened in the dream was, there was this white figure that approached me, and it was asking me, do I want to figure this out? And I didn't understand what it was referring to, but it kept asking me, do I want to figure this out? Do I want to figure this out? And I eventually said yes, and the white figure was like, okay, great. Come with me. By the way, this white figure was absolutely gorgeous. It was beautiful. It was just a vibrant thing of light, and I was so grateful to be in its presence. And so it said, do you want to figure this out? And I said, yes, I want to figure it out. And it said, first things first, we have to go and, we have to cross the gates. And so we crossed these gates, and we entered into this beautiful world full of, marvelous crystals. And she said, you have to go and collect the crystals now. And once you're done collecting the crystals, I will take you and introduce you to the person you're supposed to meet. And I was like, okay, what crystals do I get? And she told me what crystals to get. And there was another person that was there who was also crystal hunting with me. And so we went around and we captured all these crystals, and we eventually got all the pieces of the crystal together. I don't know what kinds they were. I don't think that was the important part of the story. But we got all the pieces of the crystal together, and she had us connect them in this diagram that she had, and it made this beautiful shape. And I remember as soon as we collected it, there was this white golden gate that opened up. And this white golden gate opened up, and the angel said, all right, it's now time for you to meet him. And I was like, okay. And so me and, the other crystal gatherer that was there with me, this white figure, okay, took us across this white golden gate, and we got to, we were supposed to meet this person, or this entity, and what had happened is that my friend, the other crystal gatherer that was there in the dream with me, he went first. And so he went up to approach and talk to the guy. And the person that we were supposed to meet, he was literally saying how it's time to focus. It's time to really channel the energy. And it's time to let go of all the thoughts that you have and, the rushing process. And it was so amazing because the figure that we were supposed to meet, he was sharing this with my friend. But the best part is that he was really sharing it with me. And at this time, it is now 3:30. It was 2:46. Okay, so here's the last two crazy points. The white figure that I originally saw, she had 3 fingers. Okay, so she had like a little claw or whatever. It was 3 hands and then 3 hands. All right, and so it is now 2:46. So 2 and 4 is 6, and then it was 6. So it's 2:46, and I wake up out of the dream after hearing the guy talk about how you need to channel the energy and basically remove all distractions. And I woke up at 2:46, and on my window, okay, and I have a freaking clean window. I promise you, my window's super clean. On my window, there were 3 strikes down the window, and I was like, I don't know how these got here. There's no way that an animal could have did that or anything. And I remember waking up out of the meditation, or as soon as I woke up at 2:46, I went straight back into a meditation. I sat up, I put some eucalyptus in one of my burners and just sat there for like an hour and a half meditating. And I recall that the white entity was actually my friend Julia, who is my Reiki teacher. And she was the messenger for me, who was just guiding me and carrying me from one path to the next path, for me to see myself. And I realized is that gentleman talking, that I was supposed to meet, he was actually my future self. He was a version of my future self. And he was giving me, okay, because you got to keep in mind this was all third perspective in the lucid dream, but he was giving me permission to focus in, to lock in, to truly channel your energy so you can accomplish things that you want to accomplish, so you can be what you want to be, so you can be peaceful, so you can be in harmony, so you can do all the things that need to be done and not worry about other BS that's going on. And it was an amazing dream for me because this is something I've been wanting to manifest, and I realized the whole time I've struggled with giving myself permission to manifest it, to be it, to become it. And literally from a Reiki session, that night I went home and had this beautiful, amazing dream. And the white entity in my dream was Julia, who was the Reiki teacher, and I had the 3 strikes down the window, and I received the message that, permission has been granted for me to lock in. So I'm super excited to see kind of where we go from here. Energy is freaking through the roof, and we are at peace at the moment with ourselves. And so just documenting this and just, sending my sincere gratitude out there for the world, and hoping that you guys also realize that you are the peace. And whatever it takes for you to accept that and allow that, so be it. Love you guys.